YouTube, what is up, you guys? All right, I'm doing an OG kind of in the car vlog because we are headed today to meet Mr. Sean Payton. So this YouTube video is going to be centered around the fact that what Sean does, he's a luthier in town, and obviously that job is very important to all of us musicians. Man, when you're using this gear a lot, it's constantly needing tweaks, or something gets broken a little bit, or it needs the intonation set up, your frets get worn down over time, all that stuff. And it's an integral part of the Nashville guitar community. Right now, it's not just Sean, all kinds of people do it. You've probably heard of someone like Glazer's Instruments, Joe Glazer. But there's all these fantastic luthiers that just have their own single shop, and maybe there's one, maybe two people working in there. So today I'm going to see Sean. I've taken some stuff to him before. He kind of intonated my SE Silver Sky and got it, rolled the fret edges a little bit and stuff, got it all kind of set up. So I've got in my trunk today the DGT. My volume pot's a little scratchy, and I've got when I first got it, like day two, it got knocked over in the guitar stand, and the tone pot is a little messed up. It works fine, but it like wobbles on there. So I want to see if he can try and fix that. I'm also going to see if he can put that bridge flush. That bridge comes floating, and I don't like it floating, because if I want to tune to drop D, which you often have to do down here in Nashville, I got to retune the whole thing instead of just going down to drop D. So we're going to see if you can do all that stuff. Then the real video and the special project is my old Strat. I got a 2003 American Deluxe Strat that has a lot of sentimental value, because realistically, it'd be a lot easier to just put a new neck on this guitar and be done with it. But I'm not going to change any of the original stuff from it. And the truss rod is so severely stripped. Someone attempted to refret it and did a terrible job and only did the first fret. So I'm going to take that to him and just kind of have him diagnose it. And this might be the start of a multi-part video of him seeing what he can do to fix that Strat, get it playing again. It still plays, but not being able to adjust the truss rod, the frets are really worn down. It needs some love, and it just doesn't leave the house right now. Although I did take it recording, and on a little bit of the new Lanco music, it's layered in there with some other guitars. But anyways, that's where we're going today, you guys. Back for another YouTube video. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I think it's going to be really interesting. Sean's a really cool guy. I've talked to him about videoing already when I was there the first time. So we'll see what kind of footage we get and stuff, and maybe we'll talk to him a little bit. He has a very unique process. Very unique. I've never had a luthier. When I took my first Silver Sky there, he said, do you want to wait for it or come back? And most of the time, you drop your guitar off for repairs and they say, okay, in 2 to 3 weeks, we'll give you a call. Sean got my stuff done in an hour while I'm sitting in there with him, talking to him. He's explaining kind of what he's doing. Really fascinating. That's why I think he is going to be awesome for this video. Just kind of show you guys another part of Nashville, an integral part that you maybe don't think about. But all of us that are playing all the time constantly need the gear worked on. This is a factor. If you're down here, you've got to keep up with your gear. You can't show up to a gig and your stuff has failed. Now, it's happened to all of us, but you've got to do everything in your power to not let that happen, you know? And this is just part of it. It's a business expense, and you got to take care of your stuff, man. So preemptive with the DGT is great, because that's my main guitar and I'm using it a lot, so that's why we're taking it in for a little bit of love. And then I'm gonna have him look at the Strat. I've already taken it to Glazer's, and not Joe, I've never met Joe, but one of the guys there years ago had looked at it and said, man, I can maybe fix it, but he's like, this is gonna cost you upwards of $900 and it still might not be right. Obviously, I said, I'm not gonna do that. It still plays now. In worst case, it stays the way it is. And it's a sentimental guitar for me. It's the guitar I learned to play on. I had only that guitar for a decade. But we're going to see if Sean has any tricks up his sleeve, if he's got anything he could do. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to continue this drive. We just kicked it off. I'm going to get there. I'll show you his little shop a little bit, and we'll kick the video off. Okay, here comes another one. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see you at the shop. All right. I'm at Sean Hayden's place. Sean, working on the Strat. Got a shop here in Nashville. Here it is, the old Strat. Trying to just at least make it playable. Can't change anything about that truss rod. Get this fretboard cleaned up too. Sean, do you care saying a little bit about what you're about to do to it?
We've got mismatched fret sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the last fret, put it in the first fret, and then I'm going to match the factory fret and install it in the last fret.
Awesome.
I don't have the exact match for the factory fret, so that's why I'm pulling the exact match for the first position.
Okay.
This was already replaced before, and you're telling me that you're not happy with it, so we're just going to get rid of it.
Yep, it was not done well. Also, this is Sean, people in YouTube land. Sean Payton, if you're in Nashville, looking for guitar, it's Payton Guitar Services, isn't it?
Yeah, Payton Guitar Services.
Yep, and Sean is the man. He's already fixed a couple stuff for me. It's the name I keep hearing around town. All right, we're gonna get to it.
How long have you had this guitar?
I bought that guitar, I think, in 2010.
Wow.
Getting your file in the frets down right now, is that it?
I'm putting the crown back on it.
Okay.
I just milled them to try to remove some of the pitting that you had in here.
Sean, tell me how long, you said something about that tool you're using. How long have you had that tool?
I've had these things 37 years now.
Wow.
I have others. I have lots of others, but these are the ones I use on this
Yeah.
day. I could do this blind with these two.
Yeah.
Because it's not about what it's cutting, it's how it feels in my hand.
Okay, interesting.
I can tell when the crown is closed. You know, you're taking a square fret like this that's been milled, and then you're trying to put a dome on it, right?
Yeah, okay.
So you have to take the edges off. And once the edges are removed, you can feel it kind of go away, and the crown of the file, it's got a radius in there.
Yeah,
The crown
yeah,
of
I
the
see.
file will relax and you can feel the center of it rub on the top of the fret. And it's done.
Wow, fascinating.
But, you know, I've been doing this 47 years.
Yeah, well, that's a factor too, isn't it? All right, we're making progress.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, it never stops.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna die not knowing all the stuff I want to know about this stuff. It's just,
Yeah. Well, that's how, I mean, guitar's the same way, isn't it? I always say you learn, then you die. It never ends.
Never ending.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's the beauty of it, though. Otherwise, you get bored and move on to something else.
Well, it still gets me out of bed every day. That's for sure.
Yeah. I am back in my little studio. It's a couple of days later. I just got up. I made some coffee. Went on the road, which a gig vlog's coming from that. But we're ending the Sean Payton video, man. I got the Strat back home, and I'm realizing now, which we'll learn for the next time, I should have done some really good before and after shots, especially the fretboard, because man, Sean cleaned this up, dude. Let's take just even a little look at it. So I'm gonna play some and talk a little bit about what was happening. So what Sean did is truss rod's no hope really for fixing it. He said maybe there's some guys in Nashville that really specialize on that, but he doesn't even know. It was stripped before. The person that tried to fix it from it being stripped broke off a drill bit inside there. I didn't even know that. So the truss rod is, as the kids say, cooked. But so here was the goal for this thing. This is a sentimental piece. This is the guitar I learned to play guitar on. I had only this guitar, only this electric guitar, for about a decade. I bought this in 2010, and I had only this guitar until about 2020. So I played all my gigs on it. This is all I had, and I couldn't have been happier. I love this thing. I mean, even when the truss rod wouldn't move, I'd still work it, and it always fought me a little bit, but I'd gotten so used to that it wasn't until I started getting some other guitars and realizing, oh, not everything fights you that way, you know? So the fretboard hadn't been cleaned in a decade. The frets had never been dressed or crowned or anything. And the other guy had also refretted the first fret terribly, and then just left it and gave me a new neck, which was terrible by itself. It's a whole thing. But so Sean, what he did is he did not have the exact matching fret wire for these. So, and he explained, I think, a little bit in that video, he pulled the bottom fret and put that fret up here, so it's an exact match. And then he had the closest fret wire he put down here on the very top fret, which, man, I can't even tell. I mean, it looks no different. Apparently, it's a little different. But I mean, I can't tell at all. It looks like the same fret. And he was saying that it's more important to have that match right here. And this is fine. Now, sitting here and playing it, it's obviously true. We also went, so he changed up the bridge, obviously. He intonated it. He got the action lower. And then we went with a set of 9.5s on here. I normally only play 10s, but we went 9.5s and set it up for a half step down. And that's all just to get this guitar playing as good as it can for the circumstances. You know, it's, and I'm not going to lie, it feels better than ever. And I'm kind of excited about having an instrument that's just going to live a half step down. There's always stuff I want to learn that's a half step down. And it's like, oh man, I got to tune one down to a half step or something. Now, I'll just grab this guitar. If you want to learn to stay a little longer solo, and do that. Isn't that a great lick right there? Right? There's a little bit right off the bat. In fact, I'll turn the tumnus off. I've got the tumnus on, which sounds really good with it. But man, listen to this. I mean, it's just... It sounds good. It feels good. You guys, this is a passion project for me, obviously. The goal was to just restore this thing so I can sit and play it and enjoy it, and it's not fighting me so bad. And it needed some love, and that's exactly what Sean did, man. It feels good. It's a half step down, which is where it's going to live, and I'm just happy to have this thing back and playing. If any of you guys, I want you to write in the comments, if any of you guys had an instrument that was worked on and it just ruined it. It ruined it. And man, that's such a sad feeling, especially when it's one you care about a lot. Honestly, dude, the DGT, I mean, the DGT is the most expensive thing I own besides my car. Literally. It, you know, and that guitar I love. I play all day. I love it. But that could get crushed and smashed and I'd be fine. This could not. This is sentimental, man. I'll never get rid of this guitar. He also threw on some fresh strap blocks for it too. But man, it's here. I'll play a little bit more. Just even some of the... Here's what the tumness on, dude. I was liking this. Listen to this. Dude, the tumness sounds good with the Strat. Dude, it just sounds cool. Listen to this. Anyways, you guys, all right, there's a quick little demo, some sounds, me just jamming. Oh, I'm so happy to have this guitar back, dude. I was playing it before. Y'all have seen me play it on here, but it feels so much better. It's not hurting my hand as bad. Those bends and stuff are a lot easier. The action is better. It's intonated finally. Dude, Sean really just knocked it out of the park, man. So I'm going to link Sean's Instagram and then his website, Payton Guitar Services, down in the bottom of this video in case you're ever in Nashville and or you live in Nashville and you're looking for a good fast, reliable guy that really knows what he's talking about. And if you guys like this, I'm going to do some more videos with Sean. Sean's on board, and I had him talk some, but if you guys are interested in this, I think it could be really cool to go in and have him talk through an entire work, even if it's not one of my guitars. He works on a lot of cool stuff, you know, and this video is also just to highlight kind of these unsung heroes, right, of the Nashville guitar player. These people are really important to our community. And like I said in the intro, man, when you're doing this, you're playing this stuff, and the stuff needs to get worked on when you're playing it all the time. It doesn't just magically always work for the vast majority of the time. So he's a great example of someone, you know, that a lot of Nashville guitar players rely on. And there's a ton of great guys in town. I'm not saying Sean's the only one. But I will say this, going to someone like Sean that is working out of his own business, he's got his full-own shop that you guys saw, tends to be a lot quicker than taking it to one of the bigger name repair places that have a bunch of people working for it, cost more money, you're waiting for your guitar in a couple weeks. Sean got this done in 1 day. In 1 day. There's very few places in Nashville that'll offer that, let alone me come in and film him while he does that, which was very kind of Sean, and I can't thank him enough. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Cool little look, something different. Guys, I got a ton of more new content coming. I've already got 3 other videos preloaded, ready to get dropped. We're back on the grind of really getting some stuff out. I got some cool different stuff. I think you guys are going to really like it. I've got some live streams coming up. And stuff. We're just about to have a ton of fun doing this, man. I'm already having a ton of fun. So if you liked the video, hit subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Get some discussion going. I love reading through the comments and stuff and trying to answer as many as I can. So, all right, you guys, I think that's it. Shout out to Sean. His link will be in the bio. And until next time, peace.